Canals.
Canal du Midi.
Engineering and profit. The women laborers were surprisingly important to the canal's engineering. Many came from former Roman bath colonies in the Pyrenees, where element of classical hydraulics had been maintained as a living tradition. They were hired at first to haul dirt to the dam at St. Furail, but their supervisors, who were struggling to design the channels from the dam to the canal, recognized their expertise. Engineering in this period was mainly focused on fortress construction, and hydraulics was concerned mostly with mining and problems of drainage. Building a navigational canal across the continent was well beyond the formal knowledge of the military engineers expected to supervise it, but the peasant women who were carriers of classical hydraulic methods added to the repertoire of available techniques. They not only perfected the water supply system for the canal, but also threaded the waterway through the mountains near
Béziers.
using few locks, and built the 8-lock staircase at
Fonceran.
The canal was built on a grand scale, with oval-shaped locks 30.5 meters, 100 foot, long, 6 meters, 20 feet, wide at the gates and 11 meters, 36 feet, wide in the middle. This design was intended to resist the collapse of the walls that happened early in the project. The oval locks used the strength of the arch against the inward pressure of the surrounding soil that had destabilized the early locks with straight walls. Such arches had been used by the Romans for retaining walls in Gaul, so this technique was not new, but its application to locks was revolutionary, and was imitated in early American canals. Many of the structures were designed with neoclassical element to further and to echo the king's ambitions to make France a new Rome. Canal du Midi as a grand piece of infrastructural engineering in itself was promoted as worthy of Rome, and the political dreams behind it were clarified with plaques in Latin, and walls built with Roman features. Canal du Midi was opened officially as
Canal Royal de Languedoc.
on May 15, 1681. It was also referred to as
Canal des Deux Mers.
Canal of Two Seas. It eventually cost over 15 million livres, of which nearly 2 million came from Riquet himself, leaving him with huge debts, and he died in 1680, just months before the canal was opened. His sons inherited the canal, but the family's investments were not recovered, and debts not fully paid, until over 100 years later. The canal was well managed, and run as a paternalistic enterprise until the Revolution.